Each year when you vote for the region's original Best of Roanoke Awards, we hear your feedback on new categories you'd like to vote on. That's why this year's list included new categories, including favorite local artwork and best local artist to watch, which I love, because the local art that's popping up, be it murals or sculptures or something else, enriches our community and the beauty in it, and of course highlights the hardworking artists who find daily inspiration in our region. I'm so excited to welcome your Platinum winner for Best Local Artist to Watch, the talented artist, Mr. Bryce Cobbs. Thank you so much for coming on our show today.
I appreciate y'all for having me. It's
Thank you.
Great opportunity.
It's really exciting to have you here and to talk about all the amazing artwork that you're doing and how you're finding inspiration. So first, I'd love to know a little bit about your story and background, how you became the artist that you are today.
Yeah, I've always been like a creative person. I love to draw from as far back as I can remember. Like I know back in elementary school, I was always like the kid that would just jump at the little arts and crafts projects that we had, or any project that had to do with drawing or visual, some kind of visual aspect. I was always the one to just jump at it. So I've just been doing that for as long as I can remember. I didn't take my first actual art class in school until my junior year of high school.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so
officially.
Yeah. So I went my freshman, sophomore, didn't take arts foundation or anything. I wasn't sure if I really just wanted to be an artist. I was just like, I'm good at it, but I don't like to do it, but I don't think I wanted to make it a career or anything. So I had a mentor and a good friend, Fletcher Nichols, who really drove me to like kind of focus on it and really make the decision. He helped me make the decision. So my junior year of high school, he signed me up for, I think, 2 art classes. So I had art foundation and another art class. And I was in that class like a bunch of freshmen, so I felt like out of place in it. I was like, man, I'm here with the young kids. I'm almost out of high school, but it was a blessing because it really showed me that that's how I can make a future out of it. So I took those 2 art classes. Then my senior year, I think I took 3 more different art classes, just trying to build a portfolio so I could send off to schools and try to get accepted into some art schools. And after I graduated, I submitted an application to VCU, which is like the #1 public art school in the country at the time. I don't know if it still is, but at the time it was. And, that was the only school I really wanted to go to. I don't think I only applied to like a few because I was like, I'm just going to go to VCU. Like I had faith and I was, praying about it. I was like, I'm just going to go to VCU. So I got accepted into VCU. And
now, are you from Roanoke? So that was, okay. So that was a nice little, you're a little far away, but not
too far.
Yeah.
Far enough to feel like I'm in a new place, but still close enough to home to where I don't have to get nervous or scared or anything.
Yeah.
So so I went to VCU. I studied communication arts, which is pretty much just like illustration and commercialized art and things like that, which I really loved at the time. I really did enjoy it. I'm thankful for my professors and the classes and all the people that I met there. But I realized that the further along in my art journey that I went, I kind of moved more into like fine art and like painting and drawing and loving the galleries and the museums and things like that, which is funny because I didn't study that in college. I studied all like comic book art and graphic design and illustration.
I love that though. You're like expanding your own like inspirations and portfolio.
Yeah, and I'm just so thankful to have the opportunity to be in school and to have done those different things to kind of show me what it is that I didn't like and what it is that I did like and kind of how to push those different things and trying to, like you said, get out of my comfort zone and just try different things. So, yeah. After that, I just came back home and just been doing art full time.
Well, I think that's an excellent transition into talking about the artwork that's, that we're seeing lately. So obviously, one of the biggest things is the artwork that you're doing for the Henrietta Lack sculpture. Yes. Can you please tell us about that? Because that is receiving national attention. Yes. It is so cool that it's right here in our backyard.
It's the coolest thing. It's just I can't stress how much of a blessing. Like God really looked out. He always looks out, and I'm just so blessed to be able to do that. It started off, I want to say like 2 or 3 years ago. We were working on this project for a little while. Wow. I remember the very first meeting we had a lot of people in like a round table kind of discussion. We were just talking about ways to get it done and how we would, if it was even feasible to do it and to even start it. And we had that meeting, and then it kind of went, for me on my end, I don't know how long they were cooking it up or things like that, but on my end, it kind of got quiet a little bit. I wasn't sure if we were doing it. And then I want to say last year or maybe the year before last. I can't remember when exactly it was.
Who knows,
after it actually happened, it just blurred together. Like I was so excited. But they contacted me again and was like, so the project's a go, blah, blah, blah. We're going to do all the formalities and things. But we really want you to be a part of it. If you're still willing, we'd love to have you on. And I was like, of course. I'm not going to turn that down. This is a moment, a chance to be it's like stapled in history. So I was just like, of course I'll jump at it.
Stapled in history. I love that so much. No, that's like such an important piece of it. This isn't just something that, I mean, all your work is so beautiful, but like this piece really is a callback not only to Roanoke history, but like important, Black culture and community. Like, oh my gosh.
So yeah, I was thinking that exact thing as I was accepting their request. And I got to, meet the family and everything. And everybody was just so supportive. I remember the entire project was just full of support and love. I didn't feel out of place. I didn't feel like there was anybody overstepping anybody else. Everybody was just working together. It's just a real moment of like solidarity. And just for me to even be involved in that was just a blessing. I worked with the sculptor Larry Bechtel, and I've never worked with a sculptor before. I've always appreciated sculpture. I even kind of take it into account when I do my own artwork because I love realism and making things look as realistic as possible and creating a 3D illusion on a 2D, dimension, two-dimensional surface. So for me to have the opportunity to even meet and work that closely with the sculptor, like I've been to his studio like 3 times now, and I've seen the maquette and all the mini sculptures that he's making of it, and it's so like such a blessing. It's so beautiful to be able to work with other artists who do different things, but we can work together to make one product.
That's so exciting. And side note, Larry is actually in our Do You Know profile. Dan Smith wrote a piece on that in the May June issue that you're also in. Nice. So that's sort of funny. I swear we didn't plan that, but it's nice that comes full circle.
Yeah, seriously, it's a huge full circle moment. I just think it's so important that we told this story and that we were able to really accomplish it, and that it's going to be released I think in the fall of this year.
Perfect.
So it's just so exciting to see our history be told, and to have me, like a young Black artist, be able to tell the story of a Black woman who was so influential in medicine and in just the community period. And people don't know a lot about Henrietta Lacks. I was blessed to get a little bit of insight and education about her. My old daycare teacher, who's a really great friend and another mentor, Marion Ware, she taught us about Henrietta Lacks when I was little. So I kind of knew about her my entire life, and I would tell people about her, and I was like, you don't know she was born in Roanoke.
Oh my gosh, it's like you're destined for this. I got to be honest. Like that's kismet all over.
Yeah, it was like you said, full circle moment. So it was just like I couldn't turn down the opportunity to be able to tell that story.
Absolutely. So that sculpture will be, hopefully everything goes according to plan in the fall. But let's talk about the mural that is already in existence, the Gainsborough mural. It's so beautiful. Like the detail that you put in that is just incredible. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, that was a really fun and educational process. It took a while. I remember I had like a certain deadline. I kept having to ask for extended time because I was like, I'm such a perfectionist. So a lot of times, like I'll do something and it just won't be up to my personal standards, and I'm like, I don't want to put that out and then have people think that was my best. So I would tell them like, can I get like 2-3 more weeks just to tweak something? They was like, okay, you got to be done soon. But they were the Bergen Center was really, really kind and gracious and really patient with me. I worked with Jordan Bell, and me and him, we both went to the neighborhoods and some of the communities, or in the community, and some of the people who actually lived in the Gainsborough community, Northeast, and who still lived there. Some of them got removed and they didn't no longer live there, but they gave us a lot of beautiful stories. We spent about 2 hours with each person that I painted. So I wanted to feel like they were telling their own story, and I wanted to give them something that they could look at and that was beautiful. Absolutely. And that's why it was a lot of pressure. I'm not going to lie, it was a lot of pressure, but I worked well under pressure, and it was just I couldn't let the community down. I couldn't let myself down. I couldn't let my family and friends down, and that's all I could really think about the whole time I was working on it. So just to have them, and then to have everybody that I painted actually at the unveiling. I don't know if you saw the video.
I did. So let's talk about that actually real quick. If you can remember off the top of your head, in the spur of the moment, all the people that you are in this mural, because the list is pretty substantial.
Yeah, we had Kathleen Ross. I can't remember Joe Sims, Jelly Riles, Carolyn Hubbard. I forgot some of the other people. Monica Randolph. And I think I'm missing one, but it's just it's not coming to my head. But
like I said, it was on this.
yeah. But it was just like we met with each one of them individually for, like I said, over a couple hours, and we would just talk and laugh and cry sometimes. And when I met the Ross family, they welcomed me with open arms, and that made me cry. I'm just such a crybaby sometimes, but that really made me cry because I was like,
it's your artist soul.
Yeah. That was like, that was the moment I realized it's bigger than me. Like God had made a path for my artwork to be bigger than I am. And
I love that.
That really that really showed me just how important creation is and creatives are, and how important art is for the community. And I think that it was just it's a step in the right direction. I think we can do more and do more projects like this to help include the community and just help make Roanoke feel like the community that we all know that it really is.
It is. And it's so, I just, the piece is really powerful. Like you said, the people who are in the mural are there. It's Henrietta Lacks is no longer with us, so it's a little bit different. I painted you. You're on the wall. Like, now I got to look at you and stand next to you. Like, that must be sort of awkward.
It was a lot of pressure. I was like, I hope I depicted them, and I hope I painted them accurately. I don't want them to be like, oh, that don't really
No, but so one of our writers, and of course, Kiana, I mean, she was there, and just her pictures were so beautiful, and to see like her family and her history and culture, and the fact that you're showing a piece of the community that not a lot of people might realize has had such strife, to bring that to people's attention, like you said, it's more than just a piece of art, you know? I mean, it's a piece of our history.
Right.
That's just incredibly exciting. I just love it for you. So in talking about your award, because your Best of Roanoke Award, so this is a new category that we brought this year because we had heard feedback, all the murals, all the artwork popping up, like how do we recognize the local artists who are working so hard? So I was kind of curious for our readers and listeners, what does it mean to you to be nominated and win a platinum award for this kind of category?
I didn't expect it. Like you said, this is a brand new category, and I had no idea that was even going to happen or in planning to happen. Like, it was just, when I got the email, I remember I was in Richmond when I got the email. I was visiting my sister, and we were just chilling at her house or something, and I was just like, y'all, look what I got. Like, look at this. And they was like, what? And I was like, this is an award. Like, I've never really gotten that many awards. So to have be recognized for something that I thought is just a passion of mine, and something, like I said, I never knew the opportunities that art were open for me. I just like to draw. I tell people all the time, I just like to draw. I just like to paint. I just love that.
It. Well, and I think it's indicative of the community, not just recognizing your work, but also recognizing the importance of your work that you're bringing to it.
Yeah, definitely. And all these projects and opportunities that I've had to share my art on these grand scales, just a blessing to be even nominated and then just selected to be the artist, the recipient of the award is just, it's a blessing. I can't thank you all enough just for even...
Gosh, well, thank the readers and the listeners, because they really came out. They came out to vote, and I mean, it was just really... It was so exciting to see them voting in a new category so enthusiastically, and then to see your recognition. It was just...
That's just a humbling moment. I'm so humbled, seriously.
Well, thank you. I got to introduce you to our writer, Sarah, before you leave
please do.
for our studio. And so, in kind of thinking about, I know we got to wrap you up your time here, but a few local artists and artwork in the region that you admire. Where are you going to find inspiration? Who are other local artists you really want to hang with?
I love Catherine Devine's work. I talk to every time we're at a function or something, we're together, we talk for like a long time. We just love sharing ideas and things like that. John Murrell, he's really, he was a teacher at PH as I was leaving, so I never had him as a teacher.
Wow.
And so, but we kind of like rekindled and like years later, and now I just love, he does a lot of mural work in the city, a lot of community work. He's amazing at what he does. So I really love his work. I'm blanking again on some names.
That's okay. I'll text you like 3 a.m. and you can send me a list.
I'll send you their website link and their social media links and everything.
Because there's so much amazing art. I mean, you've got the sculptures in Elmwood Park. You've got all the murals around different parts of the town. And what I think is exciting too, and I'm sure you probably have some of these on your agenda that you can't talk about, but local businesses who are thinking about how to recreate their spaces or bring people in to see the artwork. I think it's really important that they're not just highlighting their businesses, or the city isn't highlighting a wall, but it's the local artists. You guys are here doing the work. You find inspiration. Where do you find inspiration?
I'm a huge music head. Like, I love hip hop. My brother's a producer, and so Grammy Award winning producer.
Man,
I'm giving him his flowers.
Your family's intense. Bunch of winners up in this group.
I had to give my brother his flowers, but he produces a lot of beats and stuff, and so sometimes I'll just have a whole playlist of just his productions and just listen to him in my studio. I go to a lot of galleries and a lot of, especially up in Richmond. I don't really go to a lot of galleries here, but when I was in Richmond, every first Friday, all the galleries would be open and free. You just go down Broad Street and Carey Street, everything, and then it would just have galleries and beautiful artwork, and the artists would be there, and you can talk to the artist. I just love the music and the I love nature too. A lot of my work, I've realized, even going back to some of my old pieces, I hung up a painting or drawing that I had done in 2016 the other day. And it was really similar to some of the stuff that I have now, like with flowers and plants. I just love how flowers and people kind of coexist, if that makes sense.
It does. I love that.
I love the connection that there is. So I'm always looking at nature. I always go outside and just breathe and just kind of relax a little bit and just look at things around me and find inspiration that way.
I love it. Well, Roanoke's the perfect place for it, obviously.
Perfect.
Cool. Well, speaking of, what do you, I mean, I guess when you're have downtime, when you're not thinking up all the creative things, what do you do in your downtime?
I play games a lot. I do play games almost too much.
Video games, board games?
Video games,
all right,
yeah.
Cool.
I play a little too much, honestly, but I love driving. Like, I love driving.
So Parkway is a pretty ideal space for you.
Right, it is. Like, sometimes I'll just get in the car and just drive. Like, just listen, like I said, listen to my music
put on
in
the
the
beats
car.
And that sounds awesome.
Just drive. And I used to play like guitar a little bit, but I kind of dropped it. But I just love music, like music and nature. The combination of the two is kind of what I do when I'm just relaxing, or I'm just, relaxing with the family. Sometimes like I said, go to Richmond and see my sister. Mm-hmm. She'll come here. We'll just have a big family event and just spending time with people.
That sounds great. Well, it sounds like you find inspiration everywhere. Family, outdoors, whatever. No, that's the way to be, right? As a local artist. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much, Bryce, for being our guest on From Print to Podcast. And congratulations again on your Best of Roanoke Reader Award.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. We are so incredibly grateful for Bryce's time and for painting our town's history in gorgeous artwork that also brings us some national attention for the things we learn and love in Roanoke. Learn more about Bryce and his artwork, see our full list of Best of Roanoke winners, and much more in our May-June issue on newsstands now, or read more at theroanoker.com.